Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are breaking down everything you need to know about one of the most beautiful and, yeah, sometimes intimidating houseplants out there, the Calathea. We're going to figure out exactly how to help these amazing plants thrive in your home. So, if you've ever looked at those incredible patterned leaves and thought, wow, I'd love one of those, but then hesitated because you've heard they're a little fussy, well, this guide is for you. You're about to learn their language. And right off the bat, let's get some amazing news out of the way, especially if you have pets or little ones running around. Calatheas are completely non-toxic, so you can have all that beauty in your home completely worry-free. Okay, let's dive in. You know, a happy Calathea really just comes down to getting 3 simple things right in its environment. If you can get a handle on these, you are well on your way to success. First up is light. And honestly, this is where a lot of people trip up right away. But the great thing is, it's actually a super easy fix once you know what they're looking for. So the #1 golden rule for Calatheas is to avoid direct sunlight at all costs. Just think about the dappled light on a rainforest floor. That's the vibe you're going for. Any direct sun will literally burn those beautiful, delicate leaves. That's what those brown scorch marks are. Next up, temperature. Now, remember, these are tropical plants. They really just have one simple request. They want to be cozy and warm, kind of like back home. So you want to keep them in a spot with pretty average home temperatures, always staying above 64 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is just as important. Keep them away from any cold drafts from windows, doors, or even air vents. They hate a sudden chill. And finally, we get to the one everyone talks about when it comes to Calatheas: humidity. Yep, they need moisture in the air. This is pretty much the secret ingredient to keeping their leaves looking lush and preventing those crispy brown edges. This is exactly why they're perfect for rooms that are naturally a bit humid, like a kitchen or a bathroom. But hey, if that's not in the cards for you, no big deal. You can just mist their leaves regularly with some lukewarm water to keep them happy. Okay, so once you've got the environment all set up, it's time to talk about your hands-on care routine. This is all about finding a good rhythm with watering and feeding. When you're watering, the goal is moist but not soggy. The soil should feel like a well-wrung-out sponge. If you let it get waterlogged, the roots can't breathe. That's why having a pot with good drainage holes is absolutely non-negotiable. And here's a key thing. Your watering schedule has to change with the seasons. In the spring and summer, the plant is growing, so it's going to be thirsty, and you'll water it more often. But in the winter, it goes dormant, so you'll want to pull way back and let the soil dry out a little bit. Feeding follows that exact same logic. You give it a little boost with a general houseplant fertilizer about once a month during the spring and summer growing season. And then, in the winter, you just let it rest. No fertilizer needed at all. You know, one of the coolest things about Calatheas is that they talk to you. They will tell you exactly what they need. You just have to learn how to read the signals. So let's get fluent in Calathea. This chart right here, this is your secret decoder ring. If you see curled leaves or brown edges, your plant is basically screaming, "I'm thirsty," either for water in the soil or for humidity in the air. On the other hand, if you see yellow leaves and the whole plant looks kind of droopy, that's usually a sign of too much water. You're suffocating the roots. And that last one's really specific. Brown tips with a little yellow halo around them, that's often a telltale sign that your plant is sensitive to the chemicals in your tap water. All right, let's wrap this up with a few pro tips. These are those little habits that can make all the difference, the things that really take your plant care from just surviving to truly thriving. So to fix that tap water issue, it's easy. Just fill up your watering can and let it sit out overnight before you use it. That lets stuff like chlorine evaporate. Also, when a leaf turns completely yellow, just snip it off. That tells the plant to send its energy to new, healthy growth. And finally, keep those gorgeous leaves clean with a damp cloth so they can breathe. But please, whatever you do, don't use any of those leaf shine products. They can clog up the pores on the leaves. So, now that you know its secrets, you are totally ready to care for any Calathea, whether it's a rattlesnake plant or a peacock plant. See, their reputation is way more intimidating than the actual plant. The question isn't if you can handle one, it's which one are you going to choose? And that is our explainer on Calathea care. All this great info was based on guidance from the experts over at New Garden Landscaping and Nursery. Happy planting!